Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am 31 weeks and 3 days pregnant today, so another week has gone by. Today I'm just going to talk about kind of how the last week has gone, but also some things that I'm looking forward to in the next coming weeks here, and just in general, kind of what's been going on. So don't forget to subscribe, follow along. I will be doing weekly pregnancy updates, and of course, updates on the baby is here. This week has unfortunately brought the return of nausea. It's not quite as bad as it was during the first trimester and most of the second, but it's back. And I'm finding myself, if I want to eat, I can't eat that much. And then when I do, I tend to feel a little bit peakish afterwards. So definitely having to be very careful with what I eat. I am definitely waking up in the middle of the night every night needing to eat something. I definitely remember that pretty vividly with Alex. Now with this pregnancy, since I kind of know to expect that, it's like, okay, get up, get something to eat, go back to bed, usually like a little bowl of cereal or something is enough to do the trick. I've also been having contractions every night for the last couple of weeks here. I'd say it started, it started right around the time that I lost my job because of stress, but now it has just continued. There's nothing concerning about these contractions to me. Technically, they'd be Braxton Hicks, I'm assuming, just because I doubt I have any cervical changes associated with it, and always peters out after an hour or two. So, uh, they're consistent, but they're not close together. So, for example, last night it was every 10 minutes ish, about 9 to 10 minutes. But the night before that, it was about every 40 minutes, which is pretty far apart. The days before that, it was closer to the every 5 minute mark, but they were not very strong. So it's like I'm either having frequent, regular contractions that are not strong, or I'm having very painful, strong contractions like every 30 minutes or so. It's kind of been a little all over the place there. Definitely uncomfortable at night. In addition to that, during the day, tons of pelvic pain. So it's really not something that I remember experiencing with Alex. I think people call it lightning crotch, but it's basically, it feels like someone's taking the two bones where the pelvis meets in the pubic area and just ripping them apart like this. It's not a great feeling, and it's worse if I put pressure on one leg instead of both. So if I'm like leaning over something and all my weight gets put on one foot, or if I have to kind of straddle and step over something, it's really uncomfortable and actually downright painful, especially if I'm really having to like step over something. My nesting instinct is kicked in full force. I am wanting so badly to get things done. Just really feeling like I have the energy to get up and just basically like go through the house and just organize things that I haven't organized thoroughly in a while. Like little detail things that are just like normally I just tidy and put it away, and now I'm like taking everything out, going through everything and organizing everything, and it all kind of started when I was looking for the ring sling that I used to use with Alex, and I cannot for the life of me find it. I know I still have it. I can't think of any reason I would have given it away. It was one of those really sentimental items that it was something where like I would have given it to someone who was very close to me, that was having a baby, that really wanted to do baby wearing. Like if Jordan's sister really wanted to do baby wearing and I wasn't pregnant, it's something I would give her. But other than that, I was like, nope, this is mine. I'm keeping it. I found my Tula. I found my toddler Tula, but I can't find the ring sling anywhere. And I'm worried I accidentally donated it somewhere, which, yeah. If I don't have it, I don't have it. But it's one of those things that, again, it was sentimental, so it'd be nice to have for this baby too. Definitely had a busy day this week. Alex had a couple days off of school, President's Day, and then there was a non-school day, so had him home for both of those days. We did go to the zoo twice. He had a blast. We've always enjoyed going to the zoo since he was a baby. We haven't been able to go as much for the last, 2 years because of COVID. And so it's really nice to be able to go again and just to, now that it's almost spring, just getting out and seeing the animals. Alex also had his end of the year hockey scrimmage. So Alex, he's almost 7 now, and he is just super into sports. I'm not surprised at all. So essentially, it's baseball season starting in May, and I'm really, really, really excited about that. But we just finished a hockey season, and it was his first time out on the ice this year. He went skating, a couple times, maybe two, three times last year, but it was just like, okay, here you go. Try not to fall. This year it's actually, skating drills, learning kind of, stick handling. And this year he was actually like on a team, if you will. It was a learn hockey program. There's tons of learn hockey programs all over the country. And so this is one of those little like mini mite type programs where, they get all the hockey gear and they spend the first half of the season like without sticks, like learning to skate. And then they just kind of get more and more into it. Well, they had their scrimmages, if you will, and it was so cute. So go ahead and actually check out my last video I posted of Alex. He's number 9, and he had so much fun. That is just I love watching him play because he's just so into it, and he just he falls all the time, right? Because he's a child and it's his first year skating. He's been skating for less than a year. Like, it's expected at this point. And he just loves it so much no matter what, gets back up and gets right back into skating. And he slams into the boards because he doesn't know how to stop. And it's like there is no fear with that child, just boom, and he gets right back up. As much as I'm sure it's going to be a challenge to bring the new baby to like outdoor baseball games and practices this summer, I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm just hoping that there's not too many days where it's too hot. You know, I'm sure there's ways to kind of plan around things like that, but still, like I'm really, really, really excited for him to start baseball season again. It's just so much fun watching them play. And this week I've also had some job interviews. In case you missed it, I was fired from my job rather unexpectedly, and by rather unexpectedly, I mean completely out of the blue for me because there was not a single inkling or warning or anything that happened. It was just like, all right, you're terminated. And it wasn't even over anything that was like a factual issue. It was just, it's very complicated, but it's very challenging to lose your job when you're 7.5 months pregnant and then to be tasked with trying to find a new job while also trying to juggle the health insurance issue and then the elephant in the room of, yes, I'm pregnant right now, but obviously that's not going to be a problem in like 4 months, kind of a thing. So it's hard. But I had an interview today. I hope it went well. I always get so nervous, like my hands were so sweaty during the entire interview, but hopefully I left a good impression. Hopefully I wasn't too obnoxious, things like that. So we'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I would love, 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 love to start working as soon as possible, preferably to get some insurance on board immediately. But I don't know. They were initially planning on hiring closer to like June, July, so it works out perfectly with what would have been my maternity leave. But I would rather start working earlier if I could, of course, because, money. So speaking of the money aspect, it's tough because there's all these projects that I want to do around the house, especially now that I'm like full blown nesting. And there's just little projects or even bigger projects that we were hoping to do that now are on the back burner. We're just not going to be able to do them before baby's here, like putting down new carpet in the living room here. I should still be able to paint the walls and things like that, but we're not going to be able to have a main floor laundry. It's going to stay in the basement for now. Just things like that. We're like, shucks, I guess I have to wait a little bit longer. We're really focusing on just the necessities right now, and for a very good reason. Like our cushion is dwindling, and I mean, we have it so that we'll be fine, even if I don't get a job until after the baby is, born and I've been off of work, like the 2 month maternity leave ish. So I should do just fine, but it's still nerve wracking. I am extremely excited though. So I don't know if I ever really brought this up because I kind of stopped vlogging right before all this went down, but I didn't have a baby shower with Alex. I had a shower of sorts after the baby was already here. So he was like, what, I think about 12 weeks old when I had we had a little party. And so like I had something, but it was still, it was hard for me emotionally because when I was pregnant with Alex, I was told I was getting a baby shower and I was really excited about it. I was very happy. my ex's sister wanted to throw me a shower and she was kind of actively planning it. And then um, a friend of mine, my best friend, offered to throw me a shower. I said, actually, my ex's, well, Chris's sister is throwing me a shower, so she wasn't going to. And then I heard nothing, and then nothing. I'd had a disagreement with my former mother-in-law, and it was more than just a disagreement. It was kind of a big fight, and so she said, "All right, that's it. She doesn't get a baby shower." So there was drama, as there always was, and I didn't get a baby shower, and it was hurtful. Like, it's not that I felt entitled and that I needed one. It was just simply the fact of, you know, someone had offered to throw me a shower. Two people had offered to throw me a shower, actually. And just because of some drama, essentially, I didn't get one. It was like the carrot was like dangled in front of me, and I was so excited about it, and I was like, "Oh, just kidding." Um, if I had just never been offered one, I wouldn't have been upset, but I don't know, got my hopes up, I guess. So, I mean, everything was fine. Like, it was really just more of celebrating the baby than anything else. And so I'm extremely happy that I'm officially having a baby shower this pregnancy, and it's happening. It's in the works. Invitations apparently have gone out, so I'm really, really excited it's happening in about a month. Um, just, everyone in my life right now knows how much I've struggled with infertility and recurrent pregnancy loss, and everyone knows about the ectopic pregnancy, and so they know what Jordan and I have gone through, and they know what Jordan has gone through in his life in general, and just everything he's overcome. And so to see us, having this wonderful miracle is just it's really exciting. Plus the girl was just born in the family. Now there's going to be a boy, and everyone loves their little boys in this family, so we're very excited. There is still so much to do. Again, I'm 31 weeks and we haven't started the nursery like at all. um, I got a free crib that I have to refinish, and I don't have anywhere to do that at the moment. We we have a bunch of stuff in our garage right now. It's being stored, and that needs to be picked up and brought elsewhere, so that way there can be room in the garage. The plan was for me to be parking in the garage this winter, but that hasn't happened, and that's fine. I'm used to it, but Jordan's upset because he really he wanted me to be parking in the garage. I told him it's just going to be more important next year than this year, but and so I'm really hoping to refinish the crib, but then the room that is going to be the baby's nursery needs to be gutted. That is not a want, that is a need. The carpeting has to be ripped up and replaced, and everything needs to get repainted. New light fixture needs to get put in. Just all these little things need to get done in that room. I think it's hopefully just like a weekend project. With people that know what they're doing. So very fortunate that my dad's a contractor, so he'll be able to hopefully help us out with the physical aspect of these things. Still haven't fully decided on a theme, but that'll come in the end. I'm less worried about that as long as honestly, since the baby's gonna be sleeping in our bedroom for the first like 2 to 3 months, probably. I can't remember if it's 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. I didn't do that with Alex. I slept in the nursery. So this time, baby's going to be sleeping in our bedroom with us. Jordan's 100% on board with that. That was my expectation with Alex. Not how it worked out. So things are going to be different this time around. We are in the process of rearranging the bedroom, making sure that the crib is going to fit exactly where we think it's going to. But we're going to have the actual crib in our room instead of in the nursery. We're going to stage it in the nursery, get everything pulled together and take pictures and all that stuff, and then probably move the crib into the bedroom maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's just stupid to do that. May as well just set it up in the bedroom, but that's just my opinion. With me nesting and not being at work, there's definitely there's a lot of advantages to being unemployed right now. Disadvantages. So with the advantages, obviously I have more time. In theory, I have more energy to get things done. I'm able to be home and working here, getting things ready during the day. But disadvantages, like I said, our budget has shrunk so much, and I'm having to stress about finding a job and, finding a daycare and all of these moving parts and unknowns as far as when I'm having the baby, when I'm going back to work and all of these things. Like it's just I have no idea. It'll work out how it works out, but it is so stressful. So I guess really the only thing is to just show you guys my belly real quick here. So move the chair out of the way, possibly. I know I'm wearing a little bit darker clothing today. Probably just take this off here. All right, so pull this down here. So yep, still pretty round. Line's getting even darker. And definitely rounding out. Again, I'm 31 weeks and 3 days today. So definitely very round. And I mentioned last week that he had lightened up a little bit. He is consistently in a better position where his butt's up here and kind of curled around on my left side, which is where I want him to be. But as you can see, I'm still feeling his butt. Well, I don't quite feel where it is right now, so he's probably flipped over. But frequently I'll feel his butt like in this area. So he's not dropped down or anything like that. He just kind of flipped positions and moved around a little bit here. So, all right, one more look here. So yeah, definitely very pregnant. Can't hide it. It is extremely obvious. It's even obvious when I'm wearing my winter coat. So it's very interesting going in for job interviews. Because they're not allowed to ask. But I tell them, like, yes, I am pregnant. This is my due date. Because I have to be open and honest with them as far as like when am I going to be able to work and what my expectations are and things like that. So, excuse me. So that should be everything for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I will be trying to put out videos every single week here, if not more frequently than that. I'm really just kind of chronicling everything as I'm getting ready. The next couple of weeks are going to probably zip by, and then we're going to be in like crazy getting ready for baby mode. So like all of the stuff like the hospital bag packing and the planning and really just the when am I going to go into labor kind of thing is about to start. And it's crazy. Like another month and a half and it'll be full term. Like that's crazy. I mean, I shouldn't say full term, but you know what I mean? Like over 38 weeks term ish, whatever. Not early, not preterm. So, hoping this little guy stays in there till at least 38 weeks. Expecting to have my scheduled C-section at 40 weeks, just based on how everything went with Alex. But I'm so excited and I got so much to do. So I will see you guys next week.